in Canton. You're on 97.1 The Ticket. What's up, Bill?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning, Bill. Good. How are you?
Good. I wanted just to really quick mention the worst punishment. You guys are talking about that. Came home from school.
Turn right onto Old South Telegraph Road.
Carve up the street at their front yard.
Nice.
And so,
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Orchard Lake Road.
The entire tree section of the dictionary. And there's a lot of trees. And there's a lot of pages in the dictionary to write it out. And it took me about a week and a half to do it.
Wait.
Wow.
Do you mean the encyclopedia?
Yeah.
Use the left 2 lanes to turn onto Orchard Lake Road.
You can see how well it works, but it's been a while.
Yeah. I was going to say the tree section of the
Turn
dictionary is usually only a few lines. Tree.
Yeah.
Noun.
Right.
Pronunciation. Tree.
Eucalyptus and oak would be on separate pages.
Yeah, they would be totally different sections. All right, it's 7 o'clock. Heather's got news coming up next.
I sure do. I've got a story about the world's scariest haunted house, and I want to see if you guys think you would go through it.
In 3.5 miles, the destination is on your left. Orchard Lake.
They paid me
If
$20,000?
you make it through.
Oh, then of course I would do it.
We'll see.
97.1 The Ticket.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. A radio.com sports station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Mother Waddles. The NBA's regular season begins last night with a win for the Pistons as they knock off the Indiana Pacers 119-110. After the game, head coach Dwayne Casey talked about the victory, which he said was keyed by some pretty good performances from Andre Drummond, Luke Kennard.
Luke came out in the second half and really shot the ball well. Thought Andre had a presence in the paint offensively and defensively. He played 40 minutes, so he had a huge presence on both ends of the floor. But I just thought the way we moved the ball, kicked the ball out on penetration, helped our offense. And then defensively, we did okay defensively, not great.
That clip comes courtesy of Fox Sports Detroit. The Pistons return to game action tonight when they take on the Atlanta Hawks in the home opener at Little Caesars Arena. We'll have our broadcast right here on The Ticket beginning at 6:35. The Red Wings lose their 6th in a row as they get beaten by the Ottawa Senators 5-2 last night in Ottawa. Backup goaltender Jonathan Bernier takes the loss. He stops just 33 of the 37 shots he would face in last night's game. A 6-run 7th inning powered the Washington Nationals to a 12-3 victory over the Houston Astros in last night's Game 2 of the World Series. With that victory, the Nationals now lead in the Fall Classic 2-0, with Game 3 of the best-of-7 series set to take place tomorrow night in Washington. With running back Kerryon Johnson now on injured reserve, the Lions make a roster move yesterday. The team signing running back Paul Perkins from the practice squad. According to the Detroit News' Tony Paul, there's a good chance the University of Detroit Mercy Titans will take on Kentucky in a college basketball game next season that could take place at either Callahan Hall or Little Caesars Arena. The connection? Guard Brad Calipari. He transferred from Kentucky to the Titans this year with the approval of John Calipari, of course, his dad, and the head coach of the Wildcats. From the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and radio.com.
That would be awesome. Having a game, it would be great at Callahan, but even at LCA, they could do something. Hopefully, another school get involved and bring it like Oakland, North Carolina in the first game, U of D, Kentucky in the second game. That would be.
Or how about the doubleheader? Make a doubleheader at LCA. Oakland, Michigan State first game, Detroit, Kentucky second game.
Well, Oakland plays Michigan State there this year.
This year, yeah.
So usually they rotate
right.
back and forth.
Yeah.
But would Calipari ever play at Callahan?
I don't know, for his kid, maybe. I don't know.
I hope so. Usually
Yes.
the big schools don't.
I know, but this would be different.
Oh, no, I totally agree. It'd be fantastic if that happened.
That place would
Who
fill up.
was the best? I mean, obviously back in the day when they were really good, who was when St. John's came in with it was on national TV with Lavin, Coach St. John's. They named the Vital Court that night, I think. That was the biggest opponent I can remember at Callahan.
UMass came in when Bruiser Flint was the coach.
Oh, really?
Calipari was already gone, but they were at the time a good program, not what Calipari had there, but I remember that was kind of a big deal.
But obviously Butler, when they were in the same division, same conference, were good. But the old, everybody talks about, I wasn't here then, the old days when Marquette came in, but yeah, that'd be cool as hell to see Callahan, Kentucky.
All right, 7:04, time for news with Heather Park. What's up, Heather?
Founders Brewery has decided to pull out of this weekend's Detroit Beer Festival, and it's all because of a racial discrimination lawsuit that's just causing a ton of controversy. controversy. So earlier this year, a former events and promotions manager filed this racial discrimination lawsuit against Founders. And now details about the case have been leaked, so we're hearing a little bit more about it. And it doesn't look good for Founders Detroit Tap Room. So the manager there, the lawsuit is against the Detroit Tap Room. And apparently the manager there was asked about this woman's race. She is black, and he said he's not sure of her lineage. And somebody asked him if former President Barack Obama was black, and he said never met him. So he didn't want to acknowledge that this woman was black. And, well, I don't know. I mean, I think he was trying to, whatever he did, cover up the fact that, well, I didn't do anything because she was black. I don't no clue what her race is. But obviously, I think it's pretty obvious what her race was. So people aren't very happy with them. And some other breweries and places are vowing to pull Founders products from their locations. So anyway, they are not going to this beer festival this weekend.
And this, again, sorry to clarify, this man is the owner of the Detroit Tap Room, or is he higher up in the Founders company?
The guy who was speaking was the manager, Dominic Ryan, of the Founders Detroit Tap Room.
Okay. Because Founders is a statewide company.
Right.
I mean, a beer, so I don't know, because one clown.
Well, the lawsuit
pops
was
off
against
the company as a whole.
No, I believe it was against the Detroit Founders location, not the company as a whole. She worked there.
Gotcha.
She worked at that one specific
Oh,
location.
so I wonder why, let's just say I owned a bar in, Kalkaska.
Yeah.
Why would I necessarily stop carrying?
Well, probably because it goes back to the company as a whole. I mean, when one company is acting like this, it's probably stemming down from,
I see. Okay.
I'm guessing, right?
Well, there might be other stuff there too. We don't know.
I'm sure there was a lot released. Those were the statements that were in this article anyway.
Well, I mean, like sometimes Stoney and I pay the price for something Valenti says.
Oh, all the time.
Right? And it's not our fault, but he says it, so we pay the price. I know what that's like.
Exactly, right? Yes. Wayne State University is going to be giving free college tuition to all Detroit high school graduates. This story is so cool. So, really, the biggest stipulation is that you have to live in Detroit and you have to graduate high school. You can go to any type of high school as long as you graduate and you reside in the city of Detroit.
Yeah.
You can qualify. You do
In
have
1
to
mile,
obviously be
the destination is on your left.
University.
Orchard Lake.
You're not just going to get to go. You've got to have the right grades. You've got to get in. And there's some other little things that you have to do, but it's pretty amazing.
I wonder what effect, and I'm sure they will study this, depending on how many years Wayne State decides to do this, this will have on the graduation rate and the kids who stay in school rate, quote unquote,
In Detroit.
in Detroit, which is a long-standing kind of problem / scourge. I mean, the Detroit Public Schools, as the city of Detroit rebounds and all these neat things happen, there still is deep concern over A, the neighborhoods, and B, the education.
Correct.
Right.
And so, I don't know if this would help that or not. I would hope it would, but if a kid says, look, as long as I stay in school, graduate, get decent enough marks to get into Wayne State, then perhaps all this is taken care of. And like you said, it's tuition.
Right.
There also is room and board and things like that that go along with it. But if you have tuition, you could theoretically live at home.
I wonder.
It can be a commuter campus.
I wonder if there would be people who, I don't know, pick your suburb, would move to Detroit for like 1 year for their kid's senior year, have them go to a Detroit school just so they can get free education.
Well, I did consider this. Now, this has nothing to do with college tuition, but when I was in school and I was student teaching, I had the choice of either doing my mom's address or my dad's address, depending on what type of school I wanted to student teach at. My mom was in Macomb, my dad is in Rochester, so I could have put either or, and I wonder if people will want to do that.
Mm-hmm. Well,
just to have their Detroit residency.
Well, I have to go to high school, and I mean, you can't just live in.
The destination is on your left. Orchard Lake. Arrive.
Go to school in Ferndale.
Right. You have to actually go to school in Detroit. So you'd have to change residencies the year before.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Still an amazingly cool
It's
thing.
great.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
And like you brought up before, Jamie, Wayne State did something else that was kind of pretty cool for those science buffs, the science nerds. They actually made
Science nerds?
Yeah, nerds is not a bad thing. Fine, the science buffs. Yeah, Wayne State University made history. Well, might have made history after the Department of Chemistry created the largest periodic table ever. I mean, I guess there was no Guinness Book of World Records for the largest periodic table, so they believe they have set the record.
How big is it?
It was huge. It was about 3 football fields.
Wow.
Yeah, gigantic. So each element was on a 30 by 40 tarp. So each element was basically a tarp.
Right.
Pretty insane. It required 95 gallons of paint and over 250 volunteers and 7,000 garden stakes to hold all the tarps down.
Congratulations.
Yeah, there you go, Wayne
Yeah.
State. Look at you.
And you need some painters, right? H2O.
I'm a bear. Well, H2O is not. Those aren't elements.
Oh, yeah.
Those are combinations. Greg, you've done that for the hot potato, right? I feel
Yes.
embarrassed to have the periodic table, the elements. Yes.
You guys-
Later on.
Yes. The world's scariest haunted house just might be located in Tennessee. So this house, it uses hypnosis to basically mess with people. It requires a 40-page waiver. It requires a doctor's note. And if you make it through, you will get a $20,000 prize. And the thing is that it is so scary that no one has ever made it through.
Oh, you're so scary. You're correct.
No.
Okay, so what could be in there that would be that scary?
Well, apparently, it's like this whole experience that plays to your biggest fears. So if you're scared of snakes or whatever it is, I think that he manipulates your fear to scare you. And with this hypnosis, whatever that is, you're even more terrified. I mean, there's so many things. You have to complete a physical. You have to pass a drug test.
Oh my
You have to
God.
prove that you have medical insurance. And you have to pass a background check before you can even get in. And before you go through this haunted house, you have to sit down and watch a 2-hour video. And the video is basically showing people freaking out and backing out. And there's other things. If you start cursing while you're in there, he starts docking money from your prize. There's no swearing, there's no running.
No cursing allowed. Haunted house.
Yeah.
Why does this person do this? Does he make money somehow?
He's mentally unstable. I don't know. No, to get in, you have to bring a bag of dog food. So you don't have to pay. You have to bring a bag of dog food. He's got several dogs, and he wants to feed them.
So is this some incredibly wealthy guy who just says, you know what? I'm going to try to mess with people. I'm going to create the scariest haunted
He
house.
says he's put in more than $1 million into this haunted house.
Oh my.
Why? I just don't get it. Like, what's in it for him?
The thrill of scare.
The thrill of scaring people?
Yeah.
Well-
He videotapes everyone going through, and he says he doesn't do it just to do it. He also does it for his protection because people have tried to sue him before. Because they believe under hypnosis that things happened in the house that didn't actually happen. So they try to sue him, and then he's got video to say, look at this, that didn't actually go on.
This is deranged.
I know. Would you do it, though? Would you try to do it?
I mean, if no one's ever gotten through
I
it,
know, but what if you were the one?
and I already don't like scary things, why would I be the one to get through?
I couldn't even get hypnotized.
I don't think I could get hypnotized either.
Oh no.
Why not?
Because my mind, you have to actually concentrate and focus. I've tried a few times, and if your mind starts thinking about other stuff, which mine did, you can't get put under.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
I don't think I'd be able to do it either, but
Really?
hypnosis? I
Yeah.
don't think so. I don't think I'd want to try the haunted house either, but maybe.
But maybe.
I like haunted houses.
Have you been to one this year?
No,
Are you guys going to go?
maybe.
Maybe.
You go to Erebus every year?
I have been.
We went.
Yeah.
That's going to be the title of Heather's autobiography. Maybe. All right. Thanks, Heather. 7:14 coming up. We have the $2,000 slam at 7:25. Maybe.
Somebody will win $2,000. I'm here to tell you about the Michigan Education Savings Program. It's MESP, state-sponsored 529 college savings plan. Allows you to save for your child's future. Hard to believe it's already Halloween season, and now the holidays are around the corner. Time to start thinking about gifts. How about Michigan Education Savings Account, huh? MESP can be used at any qualified institution, not just in the state of Michigan, but at any college across the United States. It can be used towards tuition, rooms, books, and more. All you need is $25 to open up an account. So when you're thinking about gifts, your relatives, children, whatever. For the holidays, go to MISaves.com. That's MESP truly does give you the gift that keeps on giving, and that's a college education. Now, Cindy and I opened up accounts for our daughters when they were born, and now we can enjoy retirement. And hopefully our girls will be.
Starting route
They will
1254
be.
Shaker
Open an
Road.
account for your child, niece, nephew, or friend. Call them today at 877-861-MESP, 877-861-MESP, or visit MISaves.com. That's MISaves.com. The Michigan Education Savings Program, MESP.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
This report brought to you by Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, 75 northbound between 696 and 11 Mile. There's a rollover accident, leaving only the right side getting by. Traffic is stop and go from 8 Mile. It's also affecting the 696 east and westbound ramps to northbound 75. Another crash is working to clear 94 westbound after Mount Elliott. You're going to see a backup from before Gratiot Avenue. For same-day service of your furnace or plumbing, call Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. 37 years in the business. A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, 800-924-2123. MastercraftHeating.com. I'm Michelle Pena in the WWJ 24-hour traffic center.
The Detroit Pistons host the Atlanta Hawks. Pre-game tonight at 6:35 on 97.1 The Ticket.
Finally, football season is here. Can you imagine driving the entire length of a football field at 55 miles an hour blindfolded? That's how long it usually takes a person to respond to a text message while driving. If you are on the road, you are at risk. Mike Perpera here. In the event of a tragic car accident or dying from a heart attack, stroke, cancer, etc., having the right life insurance will provide your family with the financial security they deserve. Call now at 877-734-2200 or on the web at nbphealth.com.
Turn left onto
Remember,
Fort
National
Road.
Benefit Plans would like to be your health and life insurance agency for a lifetime.
The next time you're in Vegas, head to the D Las Vegas. It's not on the Strip, it's in downtown Vegas. The odds are better, the party's bigger, and you'll feel right in the mood.
In 1.8 miles, turn right onto Telegraph Road.
Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
Listen up, Motor City. This is Rich Lalonde from Lalonde Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in beautiful Imlay City. What I'm about to say will shock you. New Ram trucks and new Jeep Grand Cherokee, $99 per month.
Don't forget, at Lalonde Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, everyone gets employee pricing.
Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Lalonde's lenient lenders will get you approved. You still qualify for employee pricing.
Employee pricing for everyone, every day, at Lalonde Land Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
So, if you want to spend days or even weeks shopping for a new vehicle, that's your business. But if you want a new Ram truck or new Jeep Grand Cherokee for $99 per month, come see me, Rich.
Anytime.
Today at Lalonde Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on M53 in beautiful Imlay City, Michigan. Call 810-724-0444 or click LaLondeChrysler.com.
36 month leases, $39.99 US Army plus tax and prime and security deposit subject to delivery.
Is your business still settling for slow internet? Well, time is money. Switch to Comcast Business now and get a great deal on fast, reliable internet. With a 30-day money-back guarantee, installation when it works for you, and 24/7 customer support. It's time to take your business
In
beyond
1 mile, turn right onto Telegraph Road.
internet for $49.95 per month for 2 years when you add 2 voice mobility lines and sign up for paperless billing and auto pay. Plus, we offer solutions like powerful Wi-Fi that thinks about what customers want, and automatic internet backup that can keep your business running. So what are you waiting for? Get the internet your business really needs. Call 1-800-501-6000 today. Comcast Business. Beyond fast.
Monthly service charge increases by $10 without paperless billing and auto pay. Offerings 11/21/19. Restrictions apply. New business customers only. 2-year agreement required. Early termination fee applies. Equipment taxes and fees extra subject to change. Backup limited up to 8 hours.
At Capital One, you can open a new savings account in about 5 minutes and earn 5 times the national average. 5 minutes? That's less time than you spend arguing about how to pronounce GIF.
Wait, GIF or GIF?
Hard G. Less time than you spend trying to stick to your paleo diet. Resist the carbs. Blue brownies. No brownies. That's about 5 minutes to earn 5 times the national average savings rate. This is banking reimagined. Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Rate comparison based on FDIC national rate. Capital One NA member FDIC.
This is happening. I'm sitting at my standing desk, not necessarily looking at celebrity gossip, when Kevin bursts in.
The new homepage module is supposed to go live this month, Deirdre, and the dev team's backed up for weeks.
Kevin's solution is to sweat through his shirt. I hop on Upwork and hire a web dev agency with a flawless success
Turn right onto Telegraph Road.
module will be getting done. And thanks to Upwork, this is happening.
this under control.
As a matter of fact, I do. 4.6 miles. Right, merge onto Michigan and South 4.6.
Some want to spend hours shopping? I hear you. This is why there's Stitch Fix, your personal styling service that delivers hand-picked clothes right to you. Stitch Fix is simple and convenient. Sign up in just a few minutes. Try new styles in the comfort of your own home, and there's no subscription required ever. So, isn't it time to refresh your look? Get started today at StitchFix.com. Stitch Fix, personal styling for everybody.
Saturday starting at 6. 97 won the tickets. Jeff Rieger broadcasts live from Little Caesars Arena before the Pistons take on the 76ers. Brought to you by Michigan Lottery's Lucky Doubler $2 instant game. There's fun in every one. Get your Pistons tickets now at Pistons.com.
Got something to say? Text 97-1 the ticket now at 97136. Ticket text brought to you by LaFontaine Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Fenton. Home of the family deal. Find over 5,000 new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs daily at FamilyDeal.com.
The Detroit Red Wings host the Buffalo Sabres. Pre-game tomorrow night at 7:10 on 97.1 The Ticket.
Here's one hammered in the left. Off the bat of Suzuki and gone. Nationals jump back on top. It's 3-2 here in the seventh.
One of the great stories behind the Nats' run here in the postseason, I mentioned one name earlier, is that you learned that Howie Kendrick was still playing Major League Baseball. You also know that Kurt Suzuki's still in the bigs as well.
I know. Well, what a great defensive catcher.
Oh, he's been fantastic.
Blocking everything in the dirt, but I think he was, hitting like 0.43 before that home run?
Yes. That was Joe Buck on Fox, by the way. The Nationals beat the Astros 12-3, take a 2-0 series lead in the World Series. They'll play Game 3 in Washington, D.C. tomorrow night. Is Joe Buck doing the game tonight? Is he going football? I was thinking about that.
I would doubt it.
There was a great exchange. I don't know if you heard it, but he was doing a promo of the game tonight, the Vikings-Redskins game. He goes, the Vikings. Kirk Cousins playing well. They beat your Lions. Smoltz is a huge Lions fan. Blah, 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 blah. And Smoltz just goes, those are all factual statements. You can tell he was a little bit ticked off to have him talking trash.